I had my pinch me moment. I was able to meet the infamous Dr. Rohan Khandelwal sir, the left-hand surgeon, and I also got this amazing opportunity to interview him. So let's see how that went.
Hello sir, I'm Shreya. So nice to meet you. You are literally my idol and my superstar, which is why I've traveled quite a bit to meet you. And I wasn't sure it would happen, sir. So first I need to say a huge thank you. The way you have, really dumbed a lot of concepts down is, very helpful for all of us because then we can retain it and teach it to other people, which you also stress on. And I also took your advice to go and get my first degree Sanford.
That's why I can see a lot of reels in which I'm being tagged.
Yes,
Like
you are
Goa
now.
reels.
I just wanted to ask, the whole difficulty that all of us aspirants face is consistency. And people say that you have to be motivated at all times. But I'm not motivated at all times. I don't.
You can never be motivated at all times, right? So it's about making the most of your best times when you're highly motivated and salvaging whatever you can from the time when you're not that motivated, right? If you let go of that time, that's where others get ahead, right? So you need to have those salvage systems in place. Days when you don't feel like studying or you don't have much time, maybe you just do MCQs. Maybe you just make a custom module out of images and just revise your images, but you don't let the entire day go waste. Fine? Yes, there will be days, it also depends. If you have 2 months or 3 months left, then you can't let any day go waste. But if you have, say, 1 year left, even if 1 or 2 days go waste, it does not change anything, right? So that's all right. It depends on which phase of learning you are.
It's also true. And something that all of us face from private colleges is that we're always we're not as good as those who are in government colleges. Those in government are we don't get into aims, and so that's something that always looms over our heads. So how to get over that and actually understand that we can,
But so that's normal human tendency. You yourself said that you are thinking that you didn't get into government. Government is thinking they didn't get into Central Institute. So that's normal human tendency. But I also explained to you that your institute does not guarantee success in future, in your practice or in future. Right? You need to have that self-belief that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're making the most out of it. Right? You always will have ways and means of supplementing on this and adding on to this later on in your career. But if you yourself downplay where you are and you self-doubt where you are, then things become problematic. So you need to inculcate that positive frame of mind in yourself and believe that wherever you are, you would still be able to achieve your dreams.
that's also important that we need positive people around us. Like, I just noticed that I come from a swimming competition. We're still here. So I'm also somebody, and all of my friends are also people who love other things, who love organizing, who are good at sports. So they don't look at, all look at these aspirants who are always studying. So is it possible for us also that we can maintain our time as well as,
So I'll highlight two things. The first part is yes, you can divide your time and still achieve the same result. It depends on how effectively you utilize time. Somebody who's in the reading room the entire day or on their desk the entire day, the effective study period might still be the same as you are putting in after doing half an hour of exercise or half an hour of extracurricular activity. So that is point number one, right? Don't go by the absolute number of time here. And the second thing which I want to say is that stop self-doubting. Right? You need to have belief in yourself that whatever you're doing will take you down the right path.
internalize whatever that we do? A lot of us say that you focus on university exams, and when we do actually replicate those the things that we study in our university, they're not enough. So what would you like to say for that? So which is why a lot of people don't really take their entrance study seriously during university exams and before that as well.
Look, I firmly believe that the subjects are the same. Whether you're doing surgery, medicine, everything is the same. So why are you segregating it into university versus MCQ oriented study? The only thing different is the art of doing MCQs. That you can always fine tune during your internship. But during your MBBS, you need to be a sponge. You need to gather whatever information you're getting from whatever source you're getting, right? Then you can squeeze that sponge during internship and retain the stuff which is relevant for entrance exams. But if you already put in very selective amount of stuff in that sponge, there's not much left to be squeezed out, right? So in MBBS, read properly, don't worry about MCQs. We can fine tune that skill during internship.
Thank you so much, sir. Just one final question. That right now we've introduced MCQs in our university exams, but those are like, or if you say first order questions, they're never second order, third order questions. And when we look at these narrower that we're using, we try to solve those MCQs. People get so discouraged because we're not able to answer. How to just get past that initial period of discouragement and knowing that you don't know enough maybe.
Right, so whenever you're in training or in practice, you always have to practice harder things, right? So that when you go for the actual exam and it's easier, you can just breeze past the exam. If you're not accustomed to tough training, then a slight change in the exam pattern can bother you. Okay? But like you're saying, if you need positive reinforcement, you can make a custom module of easy questions first. Right? Get a high score in that. That gives you positive reinforcement. Then you move on to medium difficulty questions. Then you move on to hard difficulty questions. So that can be the positive reinforcement which you're looking for.
So that's all the questions that I have. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would like to end this video by emphasizing how amazing and interesting Sir was and how full of life he is. I would also like to thank Maro and Sachin Chetta for this amazing opportunity. So yeah, see you next time.